nothing's working. Well, it's not working. Well, good afternoon. I'm hiding out over here and trying to get a new platform to work, but it's not worked for me. I can't go live for some reason on it. So I hope that you're hearing me now on Facebook and on Instagram. So if you can't hear or for whatever reason, then bring it to my attention and we'll try to go from there. So welcome. I know Sketch is on here. I'm not sure who else is on here. Theodore. Thanks for watching. I'll bring you on. Hawkmuth, the Hawkmuth, thanks for joining. International Society, that's all I see. I don't see the International Society of what, but thanks for being on here. And anyway, let me move this up a bit. Well, hello, Terry Ross Thomas. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being on here. Anyway, as I started this painting that you see behind me on Tuesday, and I told you I would finish it up on Saturday. Well, obviously this is Thursday, right? It's not Saturday yet. So actually I've stared at this painting for a couple of days, and I decided I just don't like the way it looks. So I'm going to talk about it. I've actually created several things on this painting that needs to be corrected. There's a couple areas that I like. I like this one up here, and well, you can't see that, can you? Let me adjust that just a little bit. Is that better? There, you can see more of the painting. Anyway, I like this up here, and I like this part down here, and I want to try to preserve them. I also like the texture that was created with the drywall tape and what else? There's my wife. Hi, hon. And acrylic paint. I like some of that texture, but it's dividing the painting, so it needs to. I need to cover it up in some way or paint it out. These other areas, this shape right here, it just doesn't go with the rest of the piece, so it's got to go. So, and some of these other, I like this when I first painted it, but I don't like it anymore. Same with some of these other areas. So I've got to make some choices here. I've got to wipe some things out. I've got to try to scrape some things out. So let's see, let's get started here. And I have to be careful when it comes to scraping things out. because I don't want to poke a hole in the canvas itself, which I have done before. So let's start with some, spray it down, hopefully to soften some of this paint up. It is pretty much completely dry, which is a surprise because it is oil paint, and oil paint usually takes quite a while to dry. Now see, that's pretty on there, pretty solid. So is this right here. It is balling up a little bit, but it's not going to come off in sheets like I would like for it to. I think I could probably spend a lot of time scraping on that and still not get it much further than what I've already got it. So you can see some of that balling up and flaking off. So let's see if we can do it a little bit more though before we give up. And some of the underpainting is showing through there, but not enough to make a big difference. Same up here. This is completely dry. Completely dry. Alright, and I know it's the same down here as well. So, see, I should have worked on this in the afternoon. Greta, I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation, but welcome. I have a tendency to butcher names, and I apologize for that. But, you know, that's the way it goes. A lot of people don't know how to say my name, which I think is really easy. But nonetheless, they still don't know how to say it. Weekends Band. Weekends, as in W-E-A-K. Oh, there's Andy J. Bach. Well, welcome, man. I appreciate you being here. Haven't seen you for a long time, but I do catch you on Instagram once in a while. So what I'm going to do now is I think that I'm going to use some of this. I don't think I want to use that one. I'm going to use a black color of the, if I can find the one that's already open. That's blue. Here, this is the black. The paint sticks. And I'm going to, some of these lines that I highlighted in yellow, let's just highlight those now in black. If you recall, I liked some of these shapes, so I wanted to preserve those shapes. The black will help me do that better than what the yellow was doing, even though the yellow did show through on some of these transparent underneath some of the transparent paint. That's enough of that for right now. Now what I want to do, I think, let me back up. You know, on another painting that I finished quite recently, I had to keep turning it a quarter turn till I found out what I really liked. Now this particular piece, I painted it in this orientation, in other words, a horizontal orientation. So I'm going to turn it a quarter turn to see what you think may be the better, if it's any better. This one, I don't know. What do you think? Anybody? In other words, if you were to vote, the first position I had it in, say, is number 1. This is number 2. Let's turn it again. Number 3. And I'm in trouble here. There we go. Number 4. Now, do you like any of those better than the one before? I personally like number 1 as the best position for a finished piece. Hello, Francisco. Welcome. Anyway, however, I think that I would like to work on the piece with it in this format right now. So I'm going to start with, I'm not sure what I'm going to start with. So we'll just play here for a bit. And like I said, I want to cover up some of this, because I just don't like the way it turned out. So I just want to cover it up nice and good. Let's get some yellow in there, and remember, when I use yellow mixing with blue, we get a nice mixed green. So I've got the same colors on my palette today that I had on Tuesday. Maybe a few more. I may have added a few more. I'm using this cobalt violet, there we go, that's what I wanted to say. Cobalt violet sparingly, because I don't have much of it left. So let's use that a little bit sparingly. Ooh, don't you just... I love that green. How about that? Do you like that green? Now, what do you think what I'm doing here? Do you like what I'm doing here? I think it's going to just a little bit better. There's my youngest son, the muted man. That's my youngest son, Josh. Trying to get that other platform to work, and I just can't get it to work, so we'll just have to keep going here and hope that we don't lose it. Love the blue, love the blue. I love this more expressive texture that I'm using here. Nice. Red. By the way, I'm using one of my favorite tools. Julie, hi. Looking good. Thank you. Mark Rasmussen, welcome. Glad to see you on here. Artistry Incorporated Collections. Welcome. Now I'm going to keep, you can see, even though I've covered up this texture that I created with the drywall tape and acrylic painting, you can still see a bit of that texture showing through, and that's okay, but it's not as dominant as it was. It's not taking over the painting like it was down in here or all the way across. So we'll continue trying to keep that under wraps, so to speak. Under wraps? How about under paint? There. Look at that. I love that blue. That is look at what is called a cerulean blue. Now I'm getting down into this area where that I said I really like, but you know, the young man that mentored me for a while, I still considered him a mentor. He says, lose those parts. Now I'm not going to put it the way he said it, but lose those parts that you really like, So I've kind of gone into that area where you know, I said that I like that area. So go back over here. Ooh, now that's nice. Now see that shape that was there? It's gone. That's much better than what I had before. Before actually covering some of this up, I actually took a picture of the piece so that we could see what it looks like before and after. And when I first created this the other day, I was using a lot of oil sticks. I'm not using those so much today. That doesn't mean that I can't. I can if I would like, but I'm just going to stick with the paint that's out of the tubes right now. Let's see if that works for me. Andy Bach, loving the colors, cool piece, and fun to see your process. Well, thank you, Andy. I appreciate your comments. Andy, I forget your last name, Bach, but that's the shortened version. Andy J. Bach is actually a local actor, and I want to see him act one of these days. I don't think I've seen him act, but anyway, look forward to it. Oh, let's get some of this on there. That's that cobalt violet. Nice color, but that paint is not doing so good. It's not responding like it needs to respond. See, it just clumped up there. That's a clump is an official term, you know, artist official term. Now look, in that there, I like that. I like that a lot. Now I'm getting down towards where, let me see if I can move this up because it's getting down to this area here. I don't know how well you can see it. I don't know how well I can respond to it with it down real low. Now I hope that is secure. I've had my problem there, that's better. I've had my problems, as you may know if you've watched me before, had my problems with a painting staying in place on my wall here. I'm gonna, down here, this is a combination of, I think, this color. So let's see if we can't kind of keep that. Now, look, I'm covering this up completely. I had intended to save some of it, but I don't know if I'm going to. Now that I'm there. Priscilla Olson, thanks for watching. Welcome. Let's put some white down in here. That's white. That's yellow. That's what I meant. Didn't I say yellow? Oh, no, I didn't. I said white. See those black marks showing through? I'm actually smearing them up there. Smearing them up. Now, I'm creating some more problems for myself because I'm getting some lighter colors down in here and it's not matching the rest of the piece. So what I think I need to do to get a better look at this is to turn it back to a horizontal position and see what we can do with it. In other words, back like so. Let me see if I can get this on here. There we go. Now, this, even though I liked it, it's not matching the rest of the piece. And that's because I'm predominantly using some blues here. So let's go back to some blues. Here's one that's from the other day that I really like this blue. It's a nice blue. What blue isn't nice? Do you know? If you've seen my paintings. Hi, Marianne Holloman. Welcome. Neil Cater is watching. Welcome, Neil. Neil's a friend from my Toastmasters Club. Marianne Holloman. We went to school together, all the way through grade school and high school. So we know each other pretty well. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that texture is definitely coming through. So, what do we need over here? Nope. Let's see, I want some. I think this is the... That is not black, but it's almost black. It's a very, very dark blue. I believe this is the Prussian blue, and it's one of my favorite blues. Aha! I'm neglecting that area. Ooh, there's some glare on that. I'm sorry about that. Pavel Cologne, welcome, my friend. See who's over here. I need up there. Okay. Let's try this. This. By the way, Julie Smith is watching. Julie Smith is a friend of mine, and she actually won the giveaway from Friday night the Louder Than a Whisper, the 20 by 20 print that is on a styrofoam. Her picture will be on my page, so be looking for it. She dressed up. She dressed up to come and get the painting. I thought that was awesome. Fantastic. She looked great. And she actually complimented the painting, or the painting complimented her. I'm not sure which. Luana, welcome. Excuse me. I gotta step back and look at it a minute and see what could be added. I think this down in here. Stephen Cronin. Welcome, Stephen. How are we doing over here? I'm actually bouncing back and forth between Facebook and Instagram. I have my iPad on Instagram and I have my iPhone on Facebook. I also have my desktop on something else that I can't get to work. So it's a little frustrating. That's a little frustrating. But you know, hey, I'll figure it out. So the next time I go live, hopefully I won't have that problem. I'm liking this a whole lot better than what I liked before, what I showed you before I started editing on this particular piece. So I just want to get away from the squares, but it looks like I'm trying to create it again. So let's add some more different color. Get away from that. Hops Babe. Hey, Hops Babe says, hey, Grandpa. Hops Babe is granddaughter number 4. She is married and lives in Dallas. So, welcome, Hops Babe. I know that Aaron has watched before, but I didn't know if you had or not. Her name's Maddie. Maddie. Maddie just used to smile all the time. You still smile, Maddie? Marianne Holloman, she says, love the colors. Well, thank you, Marianne. I'm loving this a whole lot better than what it was before. I can tell you that. I do not like real thin. You see what I had done? I had some real thin. It looked like I used my fingers. Here's one. See what I mean? I don't know if you can see that or not, but it looks like I just used a very big old finger to create some texture. Well, I don't like those, so I'm kind of wiping them out. But I do like, for the most part, what we've created here. And this hasn't taken all that much time. Look at this right here, how the green has kind of scumbled over this white and creating some nice texture. I like that. And even though we can't see that tape that I put down, the drywall tape, you can see some texture coming over it and creating some lines, and it almost looks like brush strokes, which some brush strokes, you know, some brush strokes in a painting are nice. I do like some brush strokes. So, what do we think that needs to be done? I'm not sure that I like this line and this line. They're being parallel lines. So let's just kind of get rid of those parallel lines. And that creates some more of that texture here, like it was down here where I said it's kind of scumbling over the white. Now I've got white here and some white here and white here and white here. I think I need some white over in here just to give it the painting some balance. So let's just create some white here. Yeah, that's kind of a nice shape in contrast to this shape here and this shape here. So, what do y'all think? Andy Box says, such a transformation from just a little bit ago. So correct, or so true, Andy. So very, very true. Now, one thing that I do like to do, if I can find what I want, I take a regular skewer. See my skewer? Hi, Donna. Donna, aloha. Aloha to you too. Anyway, I take a skewer. See my regular skewer, and while the paint is still wet, I like to just make some random marks. Again, creating more texture. Nice, eh? I think I like it. So, now one thing I've not done yet, and that is I've not caused any drips. Shall we cause some drips? Let's cause a couple of drips, maybe. It's dripping, but it's not much color is coming down with it. Let's see what we can do over here. Now see the blue dripping down, and it just creates, there's another form of texture that it creates, which can be quite nice. There we go. You can see it. Now, what happens though is this is a medium, and what it'll get in these cracks that I just created with the skewer, and it will fill in the cracks sometimes as it runs down, or as it drips down the painting. We don't see much going on with dripping over in here, so let's give it a little, a little more push. I'm liking that. That looks cool. Now we got to think of a title for this painting. How about, oh, hi Nolan. Nolan Clark Artist. Well, welcome Nolan. Good to see you. How about, I don't know, transformation? Hope for the future? I don't know. If you have an idea, I'm always open to ideas. Love using somebody's idea. No promises though. As you notice, I'm wiping down the sides of the painting because it does get paint on the sides, and it looks tacky if you leave it. So even though the sides are painted black, what I usually do is after I complete a painting is then I actually touch up those black sides. Alright, I think I'm going to leave this for now. And like I say, if you have any Nabel, don't know how to say it. I'm butchering your name again, sorry about that. It's a bad habit of mine. I guess I should not, but welcome. You're kind of late to the game because I'm just getting ready to close this down for several reasons. I think it's done for now. I might change my mind, and if I do, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, if anybody can help me give this a title, I would certainly welcome that. I'm going to leave it in this position for a while so that paint will set up and it will dry. And of course, as it dries, some of that paint's going to move around because, like where I sprayed it down, it's still moving somewhat. And that's okay. I have no problem with that at all. Anyway, thank you all for being here, for watching me again, and I promise I'll probably... Nabil! Thank you, Nabil, for correcting my pronunciation. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it, and Jonathan Bowers is watching. Well, Jonathan, thank you for watching. I think I'm going to end it, and hopefully I'll either paint again live on Saturday or Sunday. But I will make that announcement so that you can be ready for it. Andy J. Bach says, thanks, Jerry. Gorgeous. Well, thank you again for watching. Campbell Laird is watching. Thank you for watching as well. So here we go. Closing this one down. End live video. Share. Messed that up again. Share. Oh, we'll go over here and close this one down.